Shea's Performing Arts Center is undergoing a major $50 million expansion that includes enhanced guest amenities, improved accessibility, as well as upgrades to its 710 theater.
We're joined now by CEO and President Brian Higgins to talk more about this major investment. All right, this is huge. $30 million of that will go to completely transforming, it feels like, the Shea's Theater itself. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Shea's is the largest theater in New York State, including larger than all of the 41 Broadway venues, which averages 1,200 seats. Shea's average has 3,019. So we have a very simple, straightforward premise. How do we move our patrons throughout the theater in the safest, most enjoyable way? So we're going to double the size of the lobby by about 118%, more than double. 60 new restroom features, which happens to be the most popular of all of the features.
Yep, I get it. 3
high-speed, large-capacity elevators, new concessions, an outdoor patio to make Shea's closer to the community in downtown Buffalo. That's at the main theater. That's $30 million. It will start at the end of this year. Construction will run for 24 months. Under construction today is $5 million in improvements to Shea's 710. Increase the usable square footage by 30%. Brand new, spectacular lounge and cabaret. Every day is sold out for performances.
Wow.
In 2026. We have a new partnership with Musical Fair. They will do 100 new productions. The objective of which obviously is to sell seats and to be able to do more things, but it's also to revitalize the theater district. We will have 8 high-resolution digital displays on each of our venues. Theater's about night and the light, and we think that it'll be a great attraction into downtown Buffalo beyond just the days that the theaters are active. When we had Lion King earlier this year, 68,000 people came through the doors of Shea's. They spent, consumer spending before and after the show, about $19 million. So it's a real economic driver of downtown Buffalo. So we're just very, very excited. The staff at Shea's is outstanding. Luck is about timing in life. So, I came in a time where they're clearly on the upswing, and Shea's is an outlier. Most theaters still have not recovered fully from the pandemic. We're up 31% since the pandemic of audience size. And also 12% from last year to this year. So it's a very successful operation, but we're looking to go beyond our venues. We're going to do the Alleyway Theater, which will be a lit art installation. It's a collaboration with Visit Buffalo Niagara, AKG, Alleyway Theater, and Shea's. That will be very exciting.
So $50 million worth of work, a tremendous amount over the next couple of years, as you said, Brian. Some of these 24-month timelines. The show must go on, right? So what can folks expect over the next couple of years as they go? Because the season will continue, but construction has to start at some point, right?
We have a great architect, Carmina Wood. We have a great construction manager, Buffalo Construction Consultants. The whole emphasis, top of mind, was minimal disruption. And for example, they were doing a lot of work done at 710. The season ended at the end of June. Now they're in there full time. The $5 million renovation of 710 will be done in September.
Nice.
And then we will finish the main theater, this 30 or 20,000 square foot, $30 million expansion by the first or second quarter in 2027.
Wow.
The amazing thing about Shea's is not just the performances that happen there, but I think when you walk in, it feels like you step back in time, right?
Yeah.
The history that's involved in that theater. How do you plan on transforming and fusing in some new with that beautiful old?
Our architects are historic preservation architects. The idea is to have a presence. The new addition is 50% glass, steel, and concrete and stone, but it's intended to meld, to blend in the historic features with the future. So it's honoring the past and preparing for our future. And Shea's has been an extraordinary place. We'll celebrate 100 years on January 16, 2026, which will be we'll have a series of events. It'll be a great event, and this is a great tribute to all of those that came before me. In the 1970s, there were 3 attempts to demolish Shea's.
Wow.
And the executive director at the time, Kurt Mangel, moved into the theater, let it be known that he was living there, because at that time, people just went in and they demolished these beautiful buildings because it's easier than getting a permit. So
oh my goodness, I can't imagine not having
he was living in there. Patrick Fagan, who just passed away, was president for 16 years. He added 40% to the depth of the stage, which made Shea's one of the best Broadway touring venues in America. So Buffalo has a lot to be proud of.
And this also prepares, you mentioned the past and the future of Shea's. Some of this stuff is logistical things, like $5 million for a roof and a couple of coats of paint, things like that. How will this work, this massive project, prepare Shea's for another 100 years?
That's our objective, is to celebrate the past. Nobody owns a not-for-profit. You know, we are temporary stewards of it. My obligation and the staff at Shea's is to make it better than how we found it and to prepare it for the next 100 years. And it will be around for 100 years. But, you know, people sometimes don't realize, it's very much like the Buffalo architecture. When people come from the outside and they extol the virtues of what you have, it makes you appreciate what sometimes we have a tendency to take advantage or take for granted. So this is just a great project. We're excited about it. And this is not a long-term plan that's not going to get done. This is going to get done, and my job is to raise money to make sure it does get done.
All right. Well, as a season ticket holder, I thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Also, I thank you for, you know, every time I go out to dinner beforehand, the restaurants are packed, and it seems like that is really sometimes the only time that all these restaurants are really packed. So
we're going to change that business model with more activity to make the theater district a 24-hour, 7-day destination.
Great.
And we can achieve that.
Great. All right, Brian Higgins, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.